Hey, Cat.
Hey, Cass.
Want to do an episode?
No.
Too bad we're doing it anyway.
Wahey!
It's the House of Catte. Stephen,
Cass.
how do you explain this one?
Featherfall? Welcome to the House of Catte, where there's more corpsing than, well, Day of the Dead.
Wrong end of the year.
Wrong hat.
Wrong cat. Well, friends, you know what time it is again? It's time for some chaos. Greetings and welcome to the Fortune Teller's Cat. I am the fortune telling Cass, and let's see what the chaos cards have in store for us for the week of April 17. Still a little bit of a shuffle. There's some bonus information for us. Twice even. Okay, cards are getting noisy. We'll do a riffle and then we'll see what they have to say. Nope. They are all over the place this week. That is interesting. Let's see what we've got. Coming into the week with us, the course of the week itself, and what we take out of the week. Coming into the week, we have Wahey. A notable outcome in green for the April 17. Green is the inevitability of wilderness, nature over structures, the decay of the ending, and regeneration over the living. Key words being renewal, restoration, inevitability, and determination. So there's something good starting out with us as we come into this week, which the cards were very loud about that. So the course of the week itself, that's all is at balance in blue. Blue being the relationship cards, the closest thing the deck has to a relationship card. Blue is the end of night and the time before the dawn, colour of romantic interests that must be tempered lest they become obsession, but all is at balance in blue for us this week. Rounding out the week, we have a notable outcome in pink, which is the colour of a triumph, victory, and fallen opponents lamenting their mistakes. So that seems like April 17 is going to be a pretty good week. Let's see what our bonus cards have to say. The first one that fell out of the deck was a notable outcome in the centre. So the centre is the amplifier, multiplier, and divider. Clarity is not always an advantage, but uncertainty is not always a weakness. So this is a card of emphasis. So this fell out before we did the split. So that really wants to go up here. A notable outcome preceding a notable outcome of beginnings. And then halfway through the shuffle, we had another blue, exercise due care. So if we pair the blues, blue is also a fragility and ego signifier. So if we're careful with ourselves, then everything's going to flow nicely and the week's going to end on a high note. And that has been your expressive reading for April 17th.
From that to this. You're watching the House of Catte. G'day, I'm this cat, and I'm on the road for the House of Catte, and this is the big night at Knockrow at the Macadamia Castle. I was really expecting it to be a nutcracker. I mean, it's a macadamia farm, and there's one childhood 1970s to early 80s memory I have. It's of Christmas time, getting the macadamias, which are evil, demonic little hard shell bullets. But you had those Christmas crackers, the nutcrackers. I don't think they ever actually were useful against the macadamia because, hell, sledgehammers and concrete would yield before macadamia shells did. But I really, in the back of my mind, thought that this was going to be a giant, 12-foot high Christmas nutcracker, and I don't know why, and I don't know where that thing is that I'm imagining now. Now, the Macadamia Castle itself, God love it, it's a 1970s best of block attempt. Look, I grew up in the 70s and there was a lot of attempts that were made using Besser blocks to, I don't know what, but there was certainly like the big adult Lego set. And I want to thank Lego for creating a distraction to stop people from building terrible tacky roadside attractions out of Besser block. There's better methods, people. But this is the big night. Now, there's a couple of things I want to say. First of all is the road I'm standing next to as I'm filming this is in fact the old Pacific Highway. This has been bypassed recently. Despite that, there is traffic. Okay. The most important thing about this is that the night, much like the Concrete Kaiju, was designed as a roadside attraction to quite literally attract you off the road whilst you're on the way down to your next destination. It's like, hey, there's this however many foot high giant knight. I wonder what that's about. Oh, there's the Macadamia Castle. Maybe we should stop there for a coffee and let the kids have a bit of a look around and play with the playpens and whatever. As far as the big thing goes, this unit is meeting the requirements. So there's a couple of things. One, you got to be gratuitously overscale. Two, you got to be a little bit tacky. And look, I'm just going to absolutely shout out the fact that this is a knight carrying a polearm. They've actually got the bits of scaling. That's one of the things I want to say here. The polearm scale is proportionate to the mecha bloke behind me. Surprised there's no shield, but if you go on polearm and sword, clearly you're all about poke them until they get close enough to hit them. And I appreciate that as an art form. This is one of the next big things. I'm just going to pop down to the side so you get us a sense of scale and perspective, how big our big thing is. Key thing to understand about that particular unit is it's actually just fiberglass. It's fiberglass wood and a lot of paint. So my fear is that when eventually the inevitable hits, the knight may not get rebuilt. So I'm glad I took the time out because I've driven past the macadamia farm a few times. I've always looked at it and gone, that's a big unit. I should go have a look at it. This cat on the road confirming that is one of the next big things.
And now, from this to that.
Paw versus Claw. Chermside Kingpin, Round 5 Team Edition. The rules: 0 points for a miss, 1 point to touch, 2 points for a move, 3 points for a grab, 5 points for the prize. Player 2. Your favorite, Rob.
Round 1. Round 2. Round 3.
Player 2. Your favorite, Rob.
Round 1.
Access denied.
Round 2.
Access denied.
Round 3.
Player 3. Oh, it's that cat.
Round 1. Round 2. Round 3.
Player 4. Introducing our Theresa.
Round 1. Round 2. Round 3.
Scoreboard. Team Cat leads 3 points to 2. Go Team Cat.
And that was The House of Catte, Episode 7, Season 2, Line 6, Position 4, Cat, in which our heroic cat went off and visited something that won't be there anymore. It's with a degree of sadness as I was editing the Macadamia Nut Macadamia Castle session to discover that the castle is no more, or rather the castle is no longer a macadamia related enterprise. It is a wildlife sanctuary, so yay animals, but there goes a piece of history. The owners who took over the macadamia place decided that they don't need or want a giant knight out the front and put it up for sale or transfer or general demolish, and makes that bit where I was standing next to it expressing a concern about its immediate future a little bit more of a prophecy than I meant it to be. What a cheery way to end the show. So, with that in mind, this episode also, we say a big thank you to Rob and Theresa for coming out and being part of the House of Catte Paw vs. Claw Team Edition. It was quite the championship, and it brings us ever closer to our season finale, and the battle of the House of Catte Paw vs. Claw is definitely a very close run contest. And the Chaos cards. Nice to have you back on board, crew. Good to see that after a series of public holidays and no readings, we're getting some data back. And with that, I'm this cat. You've been watching the House of Catte. Thank you always for being part of our show. And we're going to throw to the credits. And the reflective cat who's in the mirror over there. Hi, me.
Well, I had fun, and I hope you did too. This was the House of Catte, and thank you for being part of our show.
Been bypassed recently. Despite that, there is traffic. Okay. Jeez, I swear it wasn't peak season or something.